Hello, everybody. This is the final episode of the Studying in Eindhoven, and today we're going to talk about what happens life after EngD and applying for a job in Netherlands. And today I'm here with Juicy, one of my colleagues, and then she will introduce herself.
Yeah. So I was a colleague with Bilgun in the EngD of software technology. I came here from Italy. I did my master's in Italy and also my bachelor, so I was completely new to the program and the country too. And yeah, that's mainly it. My background is in computer science and AI, but recently I switched to pure software development.
And do you want to say something about the program itself, like the 2 years?
Yeah. So an EngD is completely different from a PhD because it's more industry oriented, and it's only 2 years instead of 4. So we don't do research at all unless it's requested by a company, and we focus mainly on group projects for different companies and a final 10 months project with one unique company, which will be your thesis. It is a paid position, just like a PhD. We have some benefits from the government and so on. And mainly what we do is the first year we do 3 group projects with different companies. Everyone has a role in a group project, which can be software architect or Scrum Master, project manager, and so on. And after the 3 group project, together with some workshops in between, we go for the final project. And there we are alone, just us, the company. Yeah.
Yes, and what happens is after you finish your final project and thesis, if everything's successful, you usually apply for the same company and sometimes not. And then because we are living in the Brainport region of Netherlands, there's like a lot of high-tech companies, so you have like a lot of options really. But the general idea is you apply to the company you are working, or at least you did your final, and then if not, you have the banks. They're probably one of the better paying ones. And then you also have some startups in Amsterdam, which is a bit far from here. And then you have some companies close in the Eindhoven region. And I think there's a lot of consulting companies also, but I don't know. And this is the main possibilities after you apply. And the next thing is what or where did you apply? Like, did you have like, aside from the company you did work, and do you have other options? Did you apply somewhere else?
Yeah. I mean, of course, the first option is always to go for the same company you're doing the thesis with. Not only the same company, but you try to be in the same team, because after 10 months, they know you and you know them, you know the company culture, the way of working. So at least for me, that was my hope. But in some cases, it's not possible. So I started looking around in other companies. And since I still like the AI sector a bit, I tried to apply for companies such as Thermo Fisher, which use a lot of AI and different types of machine learning to solve data problems. So first I started with them, then I just sent to Canon, ASML again, but in different departments. In some cases, I received a reply pretty quickly, but in some other cases, like for example, I still didn't receive a reply from other companies. So it was, let's say, it's a different process for different companies. For ASML, it was pretty quick. And since I already worked there, I had access to their internal platform. So it was easier to see which position had which hiring manager. And I directly contacted them without even going through the whole process of uploading the CV on the website and so on.
Can you explain about the whole process? Because I don't think it's the same, and also some people might not know. So first, there's a position.
Yeah.
Then
you submit your CV, sometimes a cover letter, your certificates, like master certificates.
Okay, then if you get, let's say, selected, if you pass the first CV section, then you get a call.
Yeah. First call, for me, it was with the HR people, and sometimes it's also with the Scrum Master, for example, so more on the people side of the team. So not yet technical, but still with the team.
But it's more like a short call.
Yeah.
Like 15 to 30 minutes?
About 30 minutes.
And then if you, let's say, pass that one, the next one is?
Technical one.
Technical one. Yeah. But I think we had 2 interviews for the 2 rounds.
Yeah.
So first one with who, and the second one with who?
First one with the Scrum Master, and second one with the architects or senior engineers from the team.
So it's basically the same for me. I also had like one round with group lead and then the product owner, I think, and then another 1 hour with the architect. So
yeah,
second one is more technical. The first one is more on your behavior, what happened with your, let's say, last experiences.
Sometimes there can also be a deviation. Actually, for me, I had a sort of deviation because after I did my first technical one, they decided that my skills were more on another technical part. So it was still the same cluster of people, but then they redirected me to another team. So I had to do a second technical one, and then I got the offer. So it can vary.
So within a big team, there's smaller teams, and then first you applied for team A, within team 1, then you went to 1B, the other one.
Yes, exactly. So it's something that could happen.
And what happens if you pass all the interviews?
You will get the offer. So someone from HR will send you a mock-up of a contract with the details like gross yearly salary, all of the benefits, and so on. If you decide to accept, of course, you can take your time. I asked to have at least 2 days to decide. You can sign up, then the whole process will start. The whole onboarding. You will receive the final form of the contract. You also have to sign up for some code of conduct, I think. And yeah, that's mainly it. Some cases, for example, for us, since you're expats, we have to upload the documentation for the 30%, and that will also take some time. So it's a long process in the end.
But also, I think, for me, I think the default day was like a week. And then maybe you could ask for an extension for 1 more week. So you could still have, let's say, 2 weeks to decide if yes or no.
Yeah.
And also, I think the other thing is you could also negotiate. Let's say you got an offer of X thousands per month or per year, right? And then you could say, oh, I want X1 plus 1 or something. Did you negotiate?
Not really, because I got told that ASML has a pretty fixed range that they assign to people. So since I didn't have any working experience before, only EngD experience, I couldn't actually negotiate. So I was assigned a grade, and that was it.
Yeah, I think they have like a salary grade of 1 to 9, then 10, 11, and then I don't know, 13, 17, something.
Yeah, I think it's more negotiable for people that have more experience. But for me, I wasn't in the right position to do that.
Yeah, but I also had the chance to negotiate, but for me, I did negotiate, but it's like technically, so it's more like there was something 800 or something like fractional. So I just said, just make it over the 1,000, so it's like it looks nice. So it's like, yes, I did negotiate, but it's not really worth a lot of money. So what happens is there's a position. You send your CV, you prepare your CV, and let's say custom made it for that specific job. Yes. That's really important. Otherwise, you won't get past the CV stage, because right now there's a lot of people applying. Let's say at least 30 people in one job. So you have a less chance to pass the first one, the initial one. But if you do pass it, then it's, let's say, much easier because you have the technical rounds and then you have a human interaction. Then you pass 2 rounds, you get your offer, and depending on how you play it out, you have a few days or maybe a week. Then you can negotiate or not, then you sign. And then after that signing, it also takes a lot of time because there's somebody signing, somebody's waiting, you have to sign again. It's like going back and forth.
Yes, absolutely.
Now, how long was it for you?
I think overall to finalize everything took around 2 weeks in the end. But still I started, I think 3 weeks after graduating, so it wasn't a big of a problem for me. But still it takes time internally because they need to check all of your certificates, all of the legal stuff. So I would say the average is 2 weeks.
Yeah, but I think 2 weeks is pretty fast. Because for me, it was like in July something. I had first initial one, signed it. Then I think everybody took off for the vacation. It went kind of silent.
Yeah, I think it depends on the time.
Yes. And also when people came back from vacation, they said there's something wrong or I don't know, something. And then I had to do the process again. So it was like 1 month wasted and then just beginning from the again. And then also again waiting. I think it took about at least 2 months. So.
Wow. Yeah.
It was like, yeah, but it was still early for me, so it was
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I mean, if you applied in July, we finished in October, so you had the whole time to.
Yes.
They had the time to process.
But I have another question, which is, what are the tips or what are the problems you had
Yeah.
within those process?
Main tip is really to customize your CV, because first time I applied, I didn't do that much in detail, and I immediately got rejected. Like from the initial phase of reviewing the CV, in that stage I was rejected already. Then I read the job offer more carefully, and I said, there is something in my master's that I couldn't include in my CV that can show I have some experience in that. So from there, I started going forward with the process of interviews, and that was the lucky attempt, because then I got the offer. Second of all, don't try to overdo your CV, meaning that don't try to put stuff that you actually don't have experience with, because people will know that, will understand that. And it happens usually not even from the technical interview, but sometimes even from the one with the Scrum Master and other people. Because of course you will not feel confident enough when you have to talk about your experience about those things that you really don't have. You didn't master that much. Yeah.
So tip is prepare your CV good for the job description.
Yeah, but don't overdo that.
And did you have any problems or anything or a mistake that you did?
First mistake was just to take my default CV version and send it without checking it again. I even had some typos, so it was really bad. But now that I think about it, I have a last tip, because when I was doing the interview, my interviewers told me that they really appreciated something, which was being honest during the whole interview. Like, I was honest to say, yes, I had experience with this topic, but not that much. I don't master that. I know that I can improve because I have this background, but don't take me as an expert in that. So I think always be honest during the interview.
Yeah, for me, I think the tip is start early, because I think I started in May or something, but not directly applying, but just looking at all the positions available. And within HTML, there's like 3 types: internal, and then private, which is that you can refer people outside of the company, but it's not public, so not everybody knows. And then there's the public, so that's everybody knows. So for the internal, we can't apply because we're not really in. But for the private, we could, because we can see, but also people from outside can apply. So that is where you can use referral. So if somebody is working in ASML, and then you tell them, please refer me for this job, so that I can, start the process. And then for the public, everybody can apply, but there's less chance because a lot of people are applying. And then I think one more thing, what I had problem with is, or maybe some other people, is there are a few countries who have like some restrictions within ASML and within the US technology. So export control, something. So I think Iran, China, Russia, I don't know, some countries, and then plus also some countries, and then Mongolia is in there. So there's certain technologies within ASML that I cannot access, which means there's 100 jobs, 50% of them, even if I get selected, I cannot work there. So that takes a lot of offers off the table right away.
That's true.
So that was a big problem, but luckily the team I am currently in, they had less control and it was different products, so it was possible. But if you are, let's say, coming from, I don't know, China, Iran, or something like me, then you will have some problems. You have to check the job description saying export controls, this, is it included or not? That was really, really a big problem, actually.
I can imagine. But luckily, it's always mentioned. So they are transparent with this.
Yes, so when you talk with the hiring managers, they say, what's your nationality? And then we have this, and then it's going to work out or not. Like, even if they like you, or even if you could pass, they couldn't because of all the rules. Good. And I think that's about it. And then I have one more question is, did you, like before ending the program, the EngD program, did you plan to stay in the Netherlands? Or did you like, maybe I'll just see, and then if I get an offer, I'll stay, or otherwise I will just go back?
Honestly, I also applied a bit in Italy because I still had hopes that I could find something decent there. But my main idea was still, like, if I don't get a super good offer in Italy, then I will just go for the Netherlands. I didn't even check other countries, to be honest, because I'm already familiar with the culture here, which I like, also in a company context. So yeah, yes, main option Netherlands, but still looking at my home country. I think everyone gets a bit nostalgic. So yeah, that's it.
Okay. For me, it was like I should get a job. Yeah, I mean, I think we still have you still have the 30%, right? 30% ruling. So we have like 5 years window for until the 30% expires. So we still have 3 more years. And my goal was like, I have 3 more years. I should get a job. At least use those 3 years. Then whatever is next, then I can see the other countries, Germany, Italy, or whatever. But right now I have those 30%. I need to use it.
Squeeze them.
Yes, that was the plan.
Yeah, that's good.
And I think that's about it. We've done pretty quick. And then is there anything that you want to share? Anything regarding working in the Netherlands, applying for a job, and finishing the EngD program in general?
Yeah, I think my main lessons learned is that you don't have to rush it, because many times you will get rejected at the first time. Like you will get frustrated because you think they didn't even look at my CV, they just rejected me. But it happens, and it doesn't depend on you sometimes, because sometimes it's not even human reading your CV, but it's machine read. So don't get frustrated by that. And if you feel like you need it, just take some time after your graduation to recover before starting the job. That's what I did. I took 3 weeks. I don't regret it at all because now I can start more relaxed.
That's true. And I think also in our case, we still get like 70% of the previous salary for 3 months after you graduate. So you could technically take 3 months off.
True.
And I think a lot of people started January in Netherlands. So like new year, new job.
Yes, that's true. But in some cases, for example, for ASML, if you start too late, then you don't get some benefits. So also check that. It's a bit of a trade-off, I think.
Yeah, that's true. Because my GL said, do you want to start in October 1st? And I said, why? Because I'm still working. Then he said, like, if you start in October 1st, then you're eligible for, I don't know, performance review and stuff.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you have to wait 1 full year. So, yeah, but I didn't.
Yeah.
Maybe I should have. And I think for me, the general thing is EngD is nice. You get paid to study, and also you're already in the country, so you have more options. And also within the EngD program, if you do your final program in a company, then you also have more options because you're, let's say, half full in. So you have more options. That's nice. And otherwise, after the graduation, if you want to go, let's say, if you want to go for salary, maybe startups Amsterdam, they have much more pay, or maybe banking, that's also pay. But also, you have to go to Amsterdam or Utrecht to work, because in Eindhoven you don't really have IT department of the banking. Because I've checked, and then all the people or all the job description says it's Utrecht or Amsterdam. That's the main office.
Yeah.
And one other thing is, I forgot, what was the other thing? The one other thing is, if you decide to work and stay here, there's still a big problem. Even if you get a job, there's housing problems. So either you're renting or buying a house. It's both expensive and not easy. So that is one thing.
That's true.
But in general, I would say do the EngD program and come and work. I think it's nice.
Yeah.
I liked it.
You got paid.
Yes, it is. Good. Anything else? Well, then I think we can close this episode, and this is also the final episode. So I'm done with the program. We are done with the program, and this is the last one after EngD program, applying for a job, and maybe I'll start a new series. I don't know what, but this is done. This is the final one.
Suspense on the new series.
And thank you for watching. See ya.
Thank you.
And thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.